m200 here with my build video for my DK tank. Um, the video consists of me going over my character sheet, my armor, my CP points, my skills, and then I'm going to dig deep into why I have my tank set up the way I do. As you can see, starting off with the character sheet, this is with food. I'm at 30k health, 17k magicka, and currently 13.8k stamina. That's only because I have Akash Jury, which gives me extra stam. Next patch, I will be changing that, going back to my original 10k stamina. Mag recovery is at almost 1300. Resistance 26, 23. That's without a ward. I already put ward in my bar. Honestly, most fights you just don't need it, especially towards the end game when you have really good group comp and healer use. I got 28 points to health, 26k into magicka. I am running the Astronaut Magicka Recovery Boom. Food I use is Witch Mother's Brew, max magicka, max health, max recovery. Magicka recovery. Stage 4 Vampire. I always say stage 4. There's just no point to not. Yes, so that's the overview of my build. Next is going into my gear I wear. Of course, like any other in-game tank, I like to run Akash and Taurus pack. I run the Sword and Board Akash, Crusher Enchantment, Infused. I also run I run Sturdy and Health Enchant on all my armor pieces. So here's the Jury. Still need to go for that. I run 3 reduced block costs enchantments. Then I run the 5-piece body Taurus pack. Again, health, sturdy, everything. And I'm gonna go into detail why I chose sturdy for everything versus, you know, infused on big pieces and stuff like that. Monster helmet, blood spawn of course. Again, sturdy, max magicka. Actually, I have like a few magicka pieces because I was switching some things around. Other sets I do wear, of course, I have Ebon, and that's really about it. I mean, I rock Dragon sometime, Resilient for fights that I really need that extra heal and I have self-sustain, like ads on ESO. Um, but that's only if I feel like it. I mean, I could do it with Torch or Pies on, but you know what I'm saying, if I'm going for a score run, I do not want to die, so I like to put on this, you know, resistance, max health, and when I block, I deal damage, and also heal 100% of damage done every 10 seconds. Very, very powerful set when self-sustaining. For monster helmets, other monster helmet I can say I wear is Earth Gore for like VS, off tanking, or even main, and then Mind Shooting. I like Mind Shooting because it's just OP, to be honest, for a tank. Like I said, if I put this on, without, like I said, it gives my ward and everything, and it puts me boom. Look at that. So spell resistance, I'm over cap. Physical resistance, I'm right under cap, which I could easily fix that with CP points if I wanted to, but that's more than enough. So very powerful set. I mean, you literally getting 5 set pieces out of a 2-piece. Like you just really can't beat that in most cases. But I never run Blood Spawn because of the ultimate game. Like I said, because you constantly pop off your Warhorns. You want to make sure you're on schedule if you run a Warhorn rotation. So Blood Spawn is my go-to and my #1 monster set. On the back bar, I'm currently running, right now I'm running Lightning, just kind of help with the cuss. But even though it's only 25% uptime, really don't need tanks running Lightning anymore like they used to, and you can have it at 100% uptime. So next patch, I'm probably gonna be switching to an Infernal Staff, mainly because of the new passive for DKs. If I apply burning, the burning effect, I get resources back. I get like 500. I think it's like stay on magicka back. So again, you'll see when I go into the build why that's gonna be nice to have going to all my other resource management passives and stuff. So, and also the reason why I run the Infernal or any Destro Staff is using, I'll show you, Liquid Light, Blockade, boom. So if you stab, switch back, Blockade, and then switch back to your front bar, it will re-proc your Crush enchantment without you having to call do damage. So if the Crush enchantment has a 3-second cooldown when you have Torch Pack on, you stab, it counts down to 4, you switch back, hit your blockade, switch back to your front bar. When that Crush enchantment ends, it's going to re-proc it instantly. So it really allows you to kind of, use more wards or use potions or whatever you need to do in that time frame to really help keep that uptime close to 100% as much as you can. Boom. So next, we're gonna go into skills. Skills is pretty set in stone, so I'm not gonna go into every single skill because every tank kind of runs the same thing for the most part as far as what has to have. So on my front bar, the must-have is Heroic Slash, Pierce Armor, and my ward. There's no real reason why I'm not running Eating Shield over right now. The only reason I'm not running Ignis is because I was testing out this shield again on axes to try to keep them on me without having to actually taunt them all, and it does work. 10-second loop of damage, so I just been lazy and it hasn't turned back. But with the next patch coming out, I'm probably going to keep it anyway because you get a longer major mending with this morph versus Ignis Shield. Yeah, you lose the big shield, but honestly, for me, I don't really see a big difference. This is the way I tank and everything. So, yeah, so that's what I'm running at right now. So those are my 3 must-haves. My flex bar is right here. Right now I got Engulfing Flames. I run that when I run it with either a lot of mag blades, that's running double infernos, and we're going for like speed runs, trying to get that trying to maximize that damage as much as I can. But if I'm running with a low tier group and we're kind of just running through content, I throw Dragon's Blood in that place. And then I normally keep Absorb Magic kind of here. Don't really use it, but for the extra block heart reduction, definitely helps out a little bit. And it's the only button I can't really block cast because I don't have an elite controller. So it's the perfect skill to go there because it's basically there as a passive. Switch to the back bar. And let's see, Inner Fire and my Blockade are my 2 must-haves on my back bar. Everything else is the flex. So sometimes I have Dragon Blood in the back bar if I don't have it in the front bar. If I have it on the front bar, then I'll switch it off to the back bar. This is my chain. Sometimes I switch it out for a Crushing Shock, depending on the fight. Hell Rod upstairs, Hell Rod last battle, stuff like that. Let's see. Rapid maneuvers kind of stays there for a lot of runs just because it helps out for speed runs to get that little extra to knock off as much time as you can. So ultimate Warhorn, double Warhorn. There's really no reason not to run double Warhorn, especially on the DK. But I do use what is it? I do use Magma Armor once in a while. Again, for fights that I just don't want to take the chance. Mostly VSO, taking those ads and stuff, especially on the last boss. Especially when you go into poison phase, you got self-sustain with the bleed damage and everything. So it's just good to have the skill sometimes. Like, oh shit, I fucked up. I wasn't managing my resources and I spammed something too much, and now I might die because I can't hit a Dragon Blood. I can't hit whatever the case is. Boom, pop a Magma Shell, get resources back, and become a god for 10 seconds. So very, very powerful, but only used when needed. Other skills that I use sometimes. Let's go into let's see. I use Choking Talons mostly for like dungeon runs and stuff. Don't use them too much in trials. Everything's dying way too fast, especially like ad pools and stuff. So Volatile Armor here and there. I'll put on my back bar sometimes on certain fights, but I really don't use any type of wards, any type of major ward or major resolve too much. Let's see. I use Dragon Fire Scales mainly on Mazatoon for the first boss and last boss to reflect that poison spit from Chudan. Very, very powerful, and it does a shit ton of damage. I think it crits for like 120k, but it does at least like 60 to 70k damage back to the boss, which is actually quite significant. Deep Breath, very, very powerful skill. Does damage, heal you for the percentage of it, and it also interrupts stuns whoever's casting. Very powerful. but I only use it for upstairs boss on Hell Rod. Once I get the boss all four stacked together, I just jump in the middle and I just spam deep breath, spam deep breath, spam deep breath to take it off the damage dealers, so I don't have to worry about interrupting when they should be heavy attacking. So, but it's a very good skill. You can use it in other fights. You can use it on axes. You can use it on anything that you get in, swarm with. It works very good. I use eruption. I was testing it out again with AA. Don't really use it too much, but next patch when you can heal, I'm probably gonna end up sliding this because I mean 22 meters. It's pretty big. 18 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So I could put myself in my own self heal and try to help people out. And I think it's gonna come in handy for other stuff for like vet DSA stuff like that, where you could just set down an AOE with spell power occur and it could proc off that. Definitely could help making everything a little bit more tighter for vet DSA, so everybody's not running around. I use most of the skills in here. Shield charge only use it for half, last boss, gap closer. That's really about it. And all your triplets. Other than that, don't really need it. Never use this. Destro, like I said, really only use the first two, Question Shock and the Element Blockade. So again, blockades to help keep that Taurus Akash, that Question Chamber up time. Question Shock, self-explanatory, interrupts, range interrupts comes in handy. Even in some dungeons too comes in handy. I don't really use Wet Rest though. Heavy armor, of course. I'm a vampire. I don't use Reg Drain almost at all, but I do use Lucid Mist in like VSA. It's actually pretty powerful doing the lightness phase and whatnot. Or if you're kiting, as soon as the boss does his animation to kite, boom, you push it, it spits on you, you can literally walk out without losing any resources and almost no damage. Very powerful for kiting. A lot of people do not use it, but it's just very powerful. Fire skill, I really only use Circle of Protection, and that's very select. That's only when the team wants me to run it for like, Ve last boss or like, Ve half last boss, stuff like that. But it has its moments, but don't use it often. It's very expensive too. Let's see, Major skill. I tried out balance, wanted to see how it worked. For my build, it does not work well. Just losing 5k for 3k matches just does not work for my build. It's just too much health since I'm only running 30k. Undaunted, I use energy ore sometimes on my back bar when I'm off tanking. Increasing the synergies for your group is very, very big, especially this patch. And since getting the synergies is a lot easier, so I can literally just spam heavy attacks, spam heavy attacks. Especially in fights where you're not pulling ads and you're just kind of dead weight. This is a really powerful way to really help your team because sustain is key. So, and like I said, you'll see when you get in the groups, it's like, well, we need more orbs, and like it's hard for a healer sometimes to increase that orb amount when they're also trying to do the rotation and whatnot, so especially in heavier fights. Rapids, of course. Resolve Vigor, do not use. I think it's just not powerful enough. It's a stamina dump. It's too expensive for me, and I don't run a big enough stamina pool to even justify running this. I would only run it if I was running like powerful assault gear, which shit, it's too expensive. So I got the jewelry, but the shooting board is way too expensive. Fishy Purge is a must for sometimes in half. Guard is nice. Can be used honestly in a lot of different ways, especially because you get that Minor Force. You can put on the damage dealers, so he gets that. You can even use it on a tank. For some fights, I know some people like to do it for Hell Rod hard mode because he hits a lot harder, especially for beginner groups getting into that. So it definitely can come in handy in multiple different ways, and you can take it off and put it on different people all the time. The only problem with it now is that it does bug a lot to where one string would just get stuck to somebody, and it's hard to tell who actually has the buff. Let's see. Boom. So that's all my skills. Now I'm going to my champion points, starting with the green tree. So my champion points, I always kind of jump up around, and I switched up a lot. So right now I got 16 points to Warlord, reduce break free. I mean, break free all the time as a tank, and it's good to have a little bit of points in there. Right now I got 43 points tenacity, 49 points in Arcanist. Actually, I only have 43 points of tenacity right now because I ran VSA recently, and I dodge roll and heavy attack a lot in that fight. So normally this would go way down, and I'll either add it into Magic Recovery or my Shadow Ward Tumbling. Right now, Shadow Ward is 56, Tumbling is 56, both give me 20% dodge roll and block cost reduction. Kind of self-explanatory. Block cost is essential as a tank, and dodge rolling is definitely essential because there's some situations where you just have to dodge roll out of it when you get stunned and CC and all that good stuff. But again, like I said, I normally probably would take this out, and I can even throw some more to break free and whatnot, because that break free actually comes in handy some fights where you just need to break free all the time so you can get in position, or you gotta break free so you can block before like a heavy attack comes in, and you know. So the reason why I don't use tenacity too much is because I don't heavy attack almost ever. So going to the blue tree, I got 100 into Bless, 100 into Elfborn. Although you're not healing yourself too much as a DK tank, your Dragon Blood is your lifeline. So one, you want to increase that as much as you can, but the Elfborn is really a must-have 100%. Dragon Blood can crit. Let me show you. It's a very powerful heal. Best get healed in the game, honestly. Let's say it's healed for 30% of my missing health. So all you gotta do is just wait till you get below, like, 30%, and you will get a big chunk, no matter what. But when it crits, it can crit. It's basically full health. So that 37 becomes like something stupid. Now, to make this even more powerful, if you run Ignis, you hit Ignis, I don't have Ignis right now, but you hit Ignis, you get that major mending, that 37% turns into like 50-something%, and then if it crits off that, it's a guaranteed 100% heal. It's very OP and very powerful. Then I got 20 points into spell erosion, spell penetration. Only reason why I have this, because there's no other real place to really put points. But this is actually goes into if I run Resilient Yakita, because I do damage with that set, and it's magic damage, increases the penetration, increases the damage, which increases the heal overall. So it's like a why not, for when I do run that set. Not really needed, but like I said, I had no other place to really put points. Military, there's nothing in here that you need. All this is damage. It's honestly useless. As a tank, like, your damage is laughable. So no matter how many points you put in all this, it's useless. And same with this one. There's like no point of putting anything in any of these. Now I say you can, if you want to. If you want to put some points into expert, you can. Master of Arms, just especially if you like soloing and just running around the map, sure. But as far as like trial setups and like dungeons, there's no need. My red tree, this is the fun tree. My red tree changes up a lot. I try to fine tune CP setups in the red tree for each battle. That's good for my tank. Right now, this is kind of generic setup right now. I think I was in a more Magicka base, so I got 56 points into Ironclad. Now, Ironclad, I think you have 56 points is the bare minimum, in my opinion. I see some people run lower, I see some people run higher. But people don't realize that everything that you fight in this game is direct damage. If you get hit from a frost staff from across the room, that is direct Magicka damage. If you get hit by the boss, that is direct melee damage. So you're getting hit with direct damage almost 100% time in this game. So it just makes no sense to not run points to Ironclad. Now 75% is good. I've been playing around, and 56 works pretty good for me. Come on to the next one. Of course, everybody knows Hardy, Elemental Defender, and then Thick Skin. Right now, I had a little bit more to Elemental Defender because I was running a Magicka heavy trial and dungeons lately. But normally, I kind of keep these even, or I'll, if I'm running like VSO with more poison damage and melee damage, I'll throw more into Hardy. So I play around with these based off the trial. Thick skin, I like to keep 56, kind of generic. It actually works really good. Like I said, people don't realize just how much damage over time effect that you actually getting put on as far as debuffs and stuff like that. VSO is a good example. That first boss, Manticore, when the circle gets put out, you get hit with a second bleed damage, and it is very powerful, and it does a lot of damage. So this really helps to mitigate that as much as you can, and it helps the healers out when they're trying to heal you through that. Coming over to here, heavy armor focus. I got 43 points. This is honestly just to kind of balance out. Like I said, it's a 3K difference between my spell and physical resistance. So this is just me trying to balance that out a little bit. And then like I say, when I'm busting around, I'll take maybe some points out of here to put in other places, or take other places to put it here. I have 0 to Bastion because honestly I don't rely on shields. I have 30k health, so my shield is not powerful enough to really justify putting points to Bastion. If you run a higher tank like 40 plus K, 50 plus K, then yes, I'll suggest putting some points to the Bastion because your shield is actually quite big enough to actually matter. Mine is not, and I only really used it honestly. When I run Ignis, I run it for the major main D, and then I'm running it for the Earthen Heart passive to increase melee damage by 5%. Other than that, I really don't. I don't need a shield. Let's see. So that's my CP setup, and like I said, this changes a lot. Like I say, I come over here and I'll be like, oh, I want more, Ironclad because I'm running Hell Rod, and I might come over here and be like, I'm running VAA, so I want more elemental damage. So it's very fine-tuned. And as a tank, you'll start to know how much damage you could take in different things versus and everything. Like I say, I throw a little bit more magic because I'm taking more fire damage, maybe. So it's really unique because you can set it up so many different ways. Okay, so now that's my build, but now I'm kind of going into detail break down why I with this route, why I'm running low K stam, why I'm only at 30k, and all that good stuff. So first of all, starting off, I am a red guard. Yeah, I said it. I'm a red guard. Now you don't see these a lot because there's a lot of other great classes for tanking. You get the Argonian, great for resource management because of the passive. You have Imperial, very also because you get most health, and heavy attacks gives you I think it's Same match back. You also got what's the other one? You get the Nord, which is a really good one, and so you got all these really good things you could choose from. But I went with Redguard, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, this passive right here is very powerful. When you deal damage with a melee attack, you restore 800 stamina. This effect can occur once every 5 seconds. Now, this passive you can only get from 1 or 2 places: Bloodthorn, 5-piece set, or Redguard. And I'm not wasting a 5-piece set on a tank for this when I can get it for free out of a passive. So now that I got that, this also activates while I'm blocking. And as anybody knows, you're constantly taunting, low slash. You're doing something every 5 seconds. So this is proccing 100% of the time. Now, that might sound like a lot, 800, but then you stack that with the heavy armor passive, which is Constitution, which you restores magicka and stamina when you take damage every 4 seconds. For heavy, so I get 757. So those two together, every 5 seconds, I'm roughly getting, I'm just going around 1,500 stamina back, right? So every 5 seconds I'm getting 15 stamina. Now, then you stack that with your Earthen Heart passive, Helping Hand. Anytime you cast an Earthen Heart ability, you restore 990 stamina. So you're getting 1,000 back whenever you need it. So if I need a little bit, I can spam it once. If I need a lot, I can spam it 3-4 times. And it's very powerful because it allows me to choose how much stamina I choose to get back. So if I'm doing pretty good, my stamina looking good, then I won't hit Ignis, I won't hit my shield too many times. But if I'm like getting a little overwhelming, a lot of damage is coming in, a lot of blocking, then I can be like, okay, I need, I gotta step my game. I gotta shield up. I gotta shield a little bit more to counteract that, which I think is the most powerful thing in this game because like I say, it allows you to choose. Like I say, I could more or less. Now, and then to make it even more better, undaunted, since I'm wearing Akash, which is perfect, guess what? Every time I get a synergy, I get resources back, and I'm getting 555 stam every time I do that. And I can tell you right now, especially after they fix the synergies, I am getting synergies all the time. So, with that being said, with all that working together, and like that's one reason, that's the reason why it goes into why I am running sturdy on everything and reduce block cost and everything. Because my block cost is really low, because the lowest you can get it on this patch is 345. Mine's probably about 400 right now because I'm not all golded out. Next patch, you can put infuse, which is going to increase your enchantment, which is going to drop it down. They already did the math to 204. Now people's like, oh, that's only 140 difference. Ha ha ha, that's not powerful. No, you're wrong. I'm gonna use 400 as an example because that's about what my block cost is right now. If I get hit 3 times, that's 1200 stamina. If I reduce my block cost to 200 and get hit 3 times, that's 600, which means it takes twice as much damage for me to get what I got now. So if I get hit 6 times, that's equivalent to me getting hit 3 times now. And it goes, and as you go higher, the more you get hit, the bigger the gap is. So it's very, very powerful, especially in the long run of tanking when you're taking long fights and everything. So that's kind of my theory. Because when I went into this build, my theory was I watched a lot of old videos for one Tamriel and everything, and everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta have at least 20k, 30k stamina." But the reason why that was the helping hand passive back in the day, instead of giving you wrong one. Instead of giving you 990 stamina, a set number, it gave you, I think it was like 15% off your max stamina. So obviously back then, if you had more stamina, you got more resources back when you use Earth and Heart ability. But when they changed it to 990, a set number, you didn't need max stamina anymore because you're getting 990 no matter what. So if I had 30k stam or if I had 15k stam, I'm still getting back 1,000, right? So with that being said, I was like, well, if I can manage my resources low, then that allows me to not run anything in stamina. I can run all my stuff into Magicka and all that stuff. Because in a fight, you're using way more Magicka moves than you are stamina moves. Like, look at my bar. Like, I have, let's see, literally have 2 stam. It's the only stam I use. Taunt, low slash. Everything else, it can go Flame, Ignis, Dragon Blood, Blockade, Chains. You know what I'm saying? Everything I use is magic. And even if you're only using this, you're still using your shield more than anything else in any type of fight. So it just makes more sense to have a strong Magicka resource. Like I said, I got my Magicka recovery, I'm running by 17k because that's what you use the most. My stam is literally only being used when I'm blocking and stabbing. And if you look at the skills, they're actually pretty cheap. It's 1500 stab and 2600 to low slash. Like I said, low slash isn't really needed, but it's great because you get that extra minor heroes. But at the same time, if you're getting your ultimate fast enough in your roll rotation, you don't really need hero slash. So if you really, so think about that. So I'm getting 1500 back every 5 seconds. Then I can get 1000 back when I want to. Actually 500 when I synergize. You're getting so much stamina back constantly that
Hand over the bounty.
Let me pay this.
I'm not asking
you get
twice.
so much resources back there. You could really, like I said, you can go forever. And then, you know, if you be like, oh well, you know, don't forget when you use your ultimate, you also get resources back. Like I said, the DK sustain is insanely stupid. That what is it at? Yes, you get this. So you get a big chunk just for you to use your ultimate, which you know, in-game trial, you're using your Warhorn every minute. There's no way around it. You have to have a Warhorn rotation. So guess what? When you blow that Warhorn, you fight. 30 seconds later, oh crap, I need some resources. Boom, pop a potion. Potion cooldown is only 45 seconds. And that's if you don't have all the passives. If you have passives, then it's lower. So, because I think I only have a few. Let's just see. Actually, I don't got none in this one. But yeah, so anyway, 45 seconds. So guess what? 30 seconds after that, you gotta do another Warhorn. And then 15 seconds after that, your potion is gonna be ready to be used. So like when you stagger your ultimate and your potion, it makes the sustain that even more powerful. And now since I don't have a high stamina, when I do use my ultimate, I use my potion, I'm getting full resources back in my stamina. So like I'm saying, my stamina is gonna be full regardless. Now my magic and stuff, I ain't worry about it because I got magic recovery. So even if it's not full, I'm still getting recovery and I'm getting other things. So I'm still getting, like I get magic back from my constitution, I get magic back from synergies. So the sustain and resource management with DK is just second to none. So for me, once I pretty much controlled my stamina pool, which let's say I could do with 10K. Like say, you'll see in my videos. So I think there's some videos up already on my YouTube channel that I'm like 10K axes with 10K stamina. You know what I'm saying? Like once you control and you understand all the everything that goes into your sustain for your stamina, there's no reason to run 30K. Because like I said, the only reason, other reason I could say 30K is necessary is if you run vigor. And even then, that's questionable because I mean, vigor is nice to have, but it's not gonna make a real big difference, especially in game, because your healers is gonna be so good, and your DPS and everything, your comp is gonna be so good. So like I said, that's why I went to the low stamina stuff. So for my build, like I said, it works extremely powerful. Like I said, I don't almost never heavy attack. I don't have to. Like I can keep a torch pack without having to light attack or heavy attack. Now I would use heavy attacks if I need to for situations like rapids. Like okay, I've been blocking, I lost half my stamina, and we're about to go. You know, I heavy attack a few times so that way I can use my boom because it is a stamina sink. Other than that, boom, it's perfect. So the sustain is so good, and like I say, there's no other class can compare honestly when it comes to resource management. Now don't get me wrong, there's some really good. Wardens are really good, and honestly, you could take any class. That's not, you know what I'm saying. You could really take any class, and with the next patch, everybody's getting chains. It's gonna be fun to see what people switch out the DK for, but at the same time, the reason why the DK is you have to have at least one DK regardless is because it's because it is. I'll say that 5% might not seem like a lot, but if you run it like stamina stam like on VAA, it's very powerful. That 5% is very crucial, and it's at 30 meters, so it's impossible for it not to be up. And it's gonna be up 100% of the time because you're using shield all the time. Now. Like I said, with that being said though, for like a little bit mid-maxing, a little lower tier groups, well, that won't really matter. It's not gonna make him break anything. So you might see other things come into play, but as far as my build and the way I structured it, I went into so many details because, again, you can only get block costs from 3 places: your armor, your jury, your CP. You can only get magic recovery for so many places. You can get it from your jury, but I'm using that for block costs. So guess what? I'm gonna use my boom, and I'm gonna use my food. So now I get magic recovery from my food, and boom, and that puts me at 1300 pretty much. So now that I got that, then I use health. I use all health and almost everything for the most part to get my health to 30k, and that mixed with my magicka. So I've really broke it down to where I'm trying to get everything I can from places that you can't get from other places. So again, like I said, there's no point of rocking a health boom when you can get health from everywhere else. I mean, every set that you wear as a tank has some type of health bonus. You can wear health enchant, you know, so but again, like I said, I took a lot of time to really kind of fine tune this build, and it's I love it. And like I said, it's unique because it's a low stam tank build. Like I don't think I even heard that before. So again, like I said, I'm rambling now, but I hope y'all enjoyed my video. Yeah, comment any questions, anything I left out, or anything I might have messed up. You know, just give me some feedback. Hopefully, have more content of showing you how my tank runs and how beast it is. So, till next time, m200 out.